Hello, and welcome to the Weekly Scroll Podcast. My name is Ryan.
And I got about 7 swampy dudes in the back that are ready to beat your ass.
And today we are going to be looking at Cauldron from Hill Giant Games, a swamp skirmish game, and you will love it. It says so right in the book, right there. Cauldron is a swamp skirmish game by Hill Giant Games, and you will love it. Facts.
Yeah, absolutely. We love it. So
we love it. And we're going to talk about that. But before we start talking about that, look who joined us. Look who's here. The prodigal son has returned.
It's
Hunter
me.
is here. Yeah. So now you actually
wearing the
get
same hoodie and hat I always am wearing. So
yeah. I think this might be the same shirt I wore when we played the game the other day. But for those at podcast land that can't see it, I'm rocking my Glaive shirt. Glaive magazine. It is a gaming lifestyle magazine that absolutely slaps from a Hothead Collective. Actually had CJ on to talk about it. Got both issues right here. It goes hard. Check it out. We'll make sure the links are. I don't know where the fuck links are. But how you been, buddy? How's life? What have you been doing?
I've been going to school. I've been a little schoolboy, you know. Life's been good. You know, we haven't been playing many tabletop RPGs in my group recently. So, you know, I've not been gaming too much. So yeah, it's been fine. My first semester at college. It's been a big old blast, and I have many more semesters ahead of me to really look forward to. So,
yeah, this is your second first semester, right?
When was my first semester?
Have you never been to college before?
Oh, that's true. I did do when I was 18. I wanted to be a teacher, and my parents talked me out of it. So I did one semester of community college when I was like 18, and I was like, yeah, well, now that I don't know what I want to do, I don't want to go to college. So, big shout out my family for guiding me in life. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. I mean, it's better to not go to school and get debt that you didn't need. Like I paid my college degree on a degree I never used until I was like 35.
Yeah,
so
that's very fair. So
that was I think good times.
I would have gotten a like a regular degree, and then I would have got my teaching credential, so I still would have had a degree, which actually does have value in getting hired to even like office jobs, which have been more consistent and more reliable. But you know, whatever, I guess. I'm just saying, if I ever had a kid, was like, hey, I want to go to school for something, I'd be like, great, you should pursue your own education.
So that was a bad thing that your parents did.
It was a stupid thing for them to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I definitely grew up. You're not that much younger than me, but I definitely grew up in the era of you must go get a bachelor's degree or you will be homeless and poor and everything forever. Your life will be over. So I forced myself to go to school, get a degree. Halfway through, switched to a second major to a degrry I was never going to use, and had to go back to school again to do my job. So yay, education system in America.
Yeah.
Woo. But anyway, but that's it. That's been the last 2 months.
Yeah, I think so. I can't think of anything else. I mean, like there have been the holidays and stuff, and you know, we had some stuff going on, but yeah, nothing stream talking worthy. What about you? What are you up to?
Well, I went to PAX Unplugged,
cool.
which was super cool. I got to do that. You went last year.
I did.
But you didn't go this year. Which missed you there, buddy. It was fun. But I worked the World Champ booth again. But Adam Bass was actually there, so I got to chill with Adam the entire time.
Wow.
For
the legendary Adam Bass.
Yeah, literally the legendary Adam Bass. We have never been shy about calling this an Adam Bass Stand podcast, and that persists to this day. Great to hang out with him for 3 days, chill, meet a lot of people at PAX, have a lot of fun. I released the ash can of my first game.
Hell yeah.
Mentioned it slightly. It's right. This is the ash can. It's called Death Cut in Stone. It is a brutal Old West skirmish game that hacks Luke Gearing's violence system into basically like Tombstone, like a Wild West shootout, super quick, super brutal. It's designed to show kind of how dumb violence is, because basically everyone fucking dies.
Everyone dies, you know. Well, I mean, if you
dies.
get into a gunfight and everyone's shooting at you and you're shooting at them, the likelihood of death's pretty high.
Yeah, yeah. And once you get the hang of it, I kind of also designed it to be like really quick. Like once you know the game, it could take like 20-30 minutes top, so you could play it between like bigger games if you're you know, playing at an event or something. So it exists. It's printed under Midnight Oil Publishing House. If you go to midnightoilph.io, midnightoil.itch.io, midnightoilph.itch.io. Bro, remember how we gave people shit about not remembering their itch? Yeah. I didn't remember that. But you can find the ash can of it. I'm going to drop a 1.2 here soon. Got Will RD from Forbidden Psalm gonna do the final layout for it. Got Vil, who's done a lot of art for Will, especially like Endless Swords Between the Stars, doing the brutal Old West art for it. That'll hopefully drop before the end of the year in its final form, but I do have some of these little ash cans. I'm gonna send you one of these little A6 ash cans, but it's free on itch. It'll always be free. The final version will be free. So if you guys want to go check the first game I ever released. It's funny, we did a ttrpg podcast for 3 years, and then I dropped the Skirmish game.
Perfect.
But that's about it. And then I did meet Dellon, who is one of the writer from Hill Giant Games, White Tiger Tablecraft,
former coworker of mine, you know,
which is crazy. Tell that. So
we talked about
let's loop this whole story. So I found Cauldron, and Cauldron fucking slaps and goes hard. I think I might even found it through Big Boy Game Time, because they do like the boss fight scenes and blood work and just some amazing shit. So then I saw Cauldron, and I eventually reached out to Dellon and was just like, hey, I love Eternal slaps, and Cauldron looks incredible. Is there going to be a print run or whatever? And we chatted a little bit, and then out of nowhere he was like, you know, I actually know your co-host, Hunter. I knew him like 10 years ago. And so which was a fucking crazy small world moment, but how do you know Dellon?
So for like 6 or 7 years, I worked at Summit Climbing Yoga and Fitness in Texas and Oklahoma. I was a director at one point, so I did work at both the Oklahoma ones as well. Actually, I'm wearing the Summit hoodie right now. Look at that Summit hoodie. Yeah, Dellon worked at Carrollton, RIP Carrollton. It's a location that was really old, and the ceiling got ripped off in a freak weather, like storm snap that ruined it. But yeah, Dellon worked at the Carrollton location, and he ran some sessions of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition for us. Which at the time that was like about the time when I grew really bored with 5th edition. So I was just constantly trying to break things in the game. And so I genuinely remember I was playing as like one of those like Unearthed Arcana, like I think it was like a glamour bard at the time. And, you know, Unearthed Arcana, when it's first, like when it comes out, it's always fucked up and overpowered, you know, it's always super broken. And so like I use the glamour ability for the bard to like totally skip a fight like completely. And Dellon was like, well, that was like a large part of our night tonight. And I'm like, yeah, well, you know.
So you were that guy. You were that fucking guy.
Listen, I was playing within the rules. I was acting how my character would.
Okay, that's what that guy would say. I just did what my character would do. But so 10 years ago, you actually worked with Dellon and played games with Dellon, which is the craziest fucking thing.
So not you.
Okay. Because he was just like, yeah, I knew Hunter from 10 years ago, which was crazy. So then I got to meet him at PAX, super nice guy. And then we played Cauldron, and now we're gonna review Cauldron, which is super exciting. Yeah. I was actually supposed to also play with Dellon at PAX, but we didn't end up getting to. But I feverishly, with a lot of Adderall and caffeine, in 6 hours, painted up an entire Cauldron Warband. And that's what some of these little guys are. This is I wish it would focus, but this is my orc. This is my little orc guy. That's better. Yeah. I painted up some of these trolls that are actually the Westphalia, like Merkborg, Goblos, little goblin guys.
Yeah, the terrifying Merkborg goblins. Easily, in my opinion, the most disturbing part about Merkborg is the goblins.
Yeah, for sure. Did this little guy. I did them in 6 hours. I was proud of what they looked like. I did touch them up a little bit last night, actually. I completely repainted this little runt fucker. But and what's cool is like I built my warband based on the minis I had. So my physical warband is actually the same as the digital warband I'm working on. The only one I didn't get to finish was my troll. It's not quite this purple in real life. This is super saturated, but I did last night like reprime all the areas that I needed to paint again. But he was close enough to done if I actually took him to the table. But so that's the other thing I've been working on is just getting some mini painting done. But I have a physical. I also do want to rebase these onto square bases just because that's kind of the vibe. But I'm worried about these guys because I super glued them down pretty hard, but we'll see. But that's kind of what I've been doing is, you know, doing episodes without you with a hold in my heart. You know, a lot of interviews. Putting my game out, you know, doing the PAX Unplugged thing and trying to get more skirmish games playing because we're definitely going to be talking about more of those throughout the year. And that's kind of it for the last, you know, little bit. And we have coming up. This is going to be episode, what did I say it was? 297, 298, something like that?
290 something. I think this is 298. So.
Something like that. So we're about to hit episode 300. I know it wasn't that long ago. I think it was like June or July we hit episode 200. But then we renumbered all of our episodes to be the actual number they are instead of having a bunch of series off to the side. So this will be episode 300 coming up when we've decided that our year-end review is also going to be our 300th episode, and we're gonna tweak this show like we do pretty much every year. We're gonna tweak the show a little bit, and we'll talk about that with episode 300 and whatnot. People that are avid watchers of the show might notice some small changes now, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. But let's. How do you feel about hopping into Cauldron?
No.
No? All right. Well, that's it. That's the same joke we do every time. You're welcome, everybody. Bye. No. All right. So. Boom. Let's look at it. My what is happening?
There we go.
Oh, I put something black in the background and that's why it's all fucked up. Sorry for those in podcast land. I'm adjusting a window because I adjusted a window and then I had to adjust it again. So Cauldron. This is the cover. Let's show the cover real quick. Zoom to page level. And Cauldron is a swamp skirmish game by Hill Giant Games, and you will love it. That's what I said. It says so right on the back of the fucking book. Cauldron was released by Hill Giant Games on itch on December 15th, 2023, and has since had 2 print runs. If you look in the book on the back, you can even say right there, it says print run 2. Boom.
Cool. Cool print run medal on that too.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
So the second print run is happening right now. Hill Giant Games is a collaboration between Dellon Myette, aka White Tiger Tablecraft, and Steven Zych, aka BIGBOYGAMETIME. You can find both of them at their Instagrams at White Tiger Tablecraft and BIGBOYGAMETIME. And you can find Hill Giant Games at Hill Giant Games on Instagram and Hill Giant Games, hillgiant.itch.io for the rest of their stuff. And you can buy Cauldron digitally at the hillgiant.itch.io/Cauldron. And this nice little print run we got at hillgiant.bigcartel.com. So that's Cauldron. It is a skirmish game, as we've said for a while now. We're going to be covering more stuff besides tabletop role-playing games, one of which is skirmish games, because I've developed a deep love for them very quickly, a lust even for now. They're super fun to play. You generally need only one person to play them. I've been getting pretty good in Tabletop Simulator. So it's been a lot. It's been fun to play and a little bit easier also to get that together. But also, I'm not even going to get into all the complaining that I usually do about everything. But that's Cauldron. Man, it's good.
I really enjoyed playing this. I enjoyed going through it. I will go over what we like and dislike, big quotes, because there's nothing on our dislike.
Yeah.
But yeah, I genuinely cannot tell you how much I enjoyed this one. It's also just easy to pick up and like immediately get going, you know?
Yeah. I feel like this is the perfect kind of intro game to things in the way that, like, I think this is a great intro for people to get into Skirmish, because I do think it was fun, pretty straightforward, and not difficult at all to get going. But also has enough depth to it that it's not just an intro game, right? Like, this can be pretty easy to pick up for beginners to Skirmish, and also really fun for people that have been doing Skirmish forever because of all the option stuff that you have. And to me, that's what's great about intro games. Like Mouse Ritter for tabletop role-playing games, I think, is a great version of intro game, because it's super approachable for people new to tabletop role-playing games. But for people that are super experienced, there's still plenty there for you. It's not just designed to be a beginner game. There's a depth. And that's exactly how I felt about this game. Is I think as an intro game, it's incredible, but there's so much you can do with it. And my God, I mean, we're going to get to the likes and dislikes, but the layout fucks so hard.
It's a great looking book, you know. It's very readable still. But yeah, very strong vibes in the layout.
Incredible. And we'll get to that a little bit more. We're going to go over the game itself a little bit, but hopping into the table of contents real quick just to go over some stuff. Cauldron is, like we said, who it was. Dellon and Steve as the primary credits, but throughout the entire book there are a ton of like actual pictures of minis, which is great in Skirmish games, and it's making me wish that I would have painted up cowboy minis and put pictures of them in my book. So maybe it'll get delayed a bit when I buy cowboy minis.
But it's not too late. So
I can promise you, I didn't buy like $400 worth of minis and cowboy buildings and stuff that's currently in the mail on the way here. But we'll see how it goes. But wanted to shout out a bunch of those people. Shane Brockway at the Blind Man. Grant Kaufman was one of the head playtesters, but Curtis Fell, Ramshackle Games. Dude, I have so many Ramshackle menus in the other room. The stuff they make is incredible. I think they carry all of the, or most of the, I'm going to say her name completely wrong, Anna Polsonic stuff, who does some of the most incredible sculpts in like weird little indie skirmishy kind of stuff. I have some of their entire lines. I backed the Kickstarter recently to get their entire line of like everything ever. So really excited for that, but love that. Dark Tech, Vincent Fior, Goobermeister, Gubensgitz, Trent Holbrook, Miscast. If you know anything about anything that has to do with what we're talking about, you know who the fuck Miscast is. Maddie Big Dog Knuckles from Knucklebones Miniatures, Ratboy Roy from Ratboy Minis, Brian Rue from Slug Wizards, Anthony Salzetta, Bigatoni Minis, and Tanner Simpson, Simpso Miniatures. Also, in my opinion, probably the greatest indie human being alive right now. Everything that they do is fucking perfect. I think that Warcock Wanted Reward 10,000 credits is probably the best ttrpg and skirmish game that exists currently. They only make hot fire all the time. Incredible grouping of people in this book by some incredible people. But table of contents, there's 3 sections of the book. There's getting started, there's playing the game, and there's after the bloodshed. So we're going to hop into the rules breakdown and then the character generation breakdown. So we'll be jumping mostly into the playing the game section first. And I'll go over how the game works, and then Hunter will hop into how to build your warband. So let me tweak the, if it was hyperlinked, it'd be a lot easier to do this, but we'll scroll through. The rules breakdown.
Be like, yeah, okay, I understand. It needs to be hyperlinked. God damn it.
I know, right? Again, the layout is fantastic. I love this. I love anytime you have a 2-page spread that just has like a bar on the side. I hate looking at this in pages, but I almost want to look at it in pages all the time because I think it's really great in pages.
Yeah, it's great in pages.
And then the art and the layout. We got to stop talking about the layout because we're going to talk about it a little bit more. But what is the gist of this game? In Cauldron, you concoct a warband of 3 to 7 green skin menaces and duke it out in a gnarly swamp called, you guessed it, the Cauldron. And that is the gist of the game. It's a skirmish game where you play as goblins, orcs, trolls, or beasties, and in a swamp. And it's great, and it's funny, and it's hysterical. It's like when I'll say that later. So Cauldron is a swamp skirmish game that only uses D12s Probably the most underutilized and underappreciated of all of the standard tabletop dice. I love when games just go, fuck it, I'm only using D4s or I'm only using D12s. But I think there's even more D4 games than there are D12 games.
Absolutely.
So I think it was a great use of the D12 all the way through. I will say, man, I got to play Cauldron again yesterday with Vertigus. He made Scum. I think I've talked to you about it. When we played, I rolled terrible. When I played against Tim, I rolled much better. And I will say, the differences in D12s, and someone rolls a 2 and someone rolls a 10 plus damage modifiers, you just one-shotting people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's fun. But, all right, so playing the game. You build a warband of 3 to 7 little guys. Hunter's going to go over that. The game is played on a 2x2 or a 3x3 board. I made a 3x3 board in Tabletop Simulator, and we learned pretty quickly, and I did ask Dellon too. 2x2 would have been better for starting warbands with the size of the warband and how many moves, because I think we went, something like 3 rounds before we really even got into base-to-base contact. Yeah. So I'm gonna redo my board as a 2x2, and I'm thinking about even just publishing it onto Tabletop Simulator so people can play with it, especially with those animated miniatures that we found. They were incredible.
Absolutely, yeah.
But we'll see. So when you do make your board, it's a swamp, so you want trees, hills, water, big rocks, stuff like that. And you'll have treasure tokens that are dispersed around the board, which is super important for campaign play. To buy more weapons, buy more dudes, all that kind of thing at the end. In the book, there are 12 scenarios that are all incredible. First of all, the layout on all of them is great. But there's one, Follow the Spores, where it's literally like a giant mushroom field, and you're just basically tripping balls the entire time you play. The one that we played, and I also played this again with Vertigus, was the A King's Ransom. And I thought that was so much fun. Basically, the way King's Ransom works is if me and Hunter are playing, when we did, I pick one of his guys and he's my target. He picks one of my guys and that's his target. And the game ends when you kill the other person's target. And then you get endless bragging rights, which means that once per game, a character with that keyword may use an action to brag. So until the next initiative roll, all enemy models suffer -3 to the appropriate skill check whenever they target any character besides the bragger. The way that the book is written is so funny and so dry.
It's so funny.
Yeah. I literally told Dellon I thought whoever wrote it was just like some grumpy British guy, because that is the humor through the entire thing. Even the vibes of the game, like swamp shit with square bases and stuff, I'm like, gotta be someone from over there, it's not. But it's great, and the layout on this page too for the art is great too. I love the picture, and it says cut here to brag, like right across the throat of the guy. It's really incredible. So there are 12 scenarios that you can play, and then you have the system itself, which is honestly so incredibly easy. It's pretty straightforward. It is a skirmish game, so there's initiative, there's deployment, things like that. So you roll for who gets to deploy first, you pick a side, you deploy your entire warband on the edge, then the other person does, and you roll for initiative, always a d12, to see who gets to go first, and then you just alternate activations, back and forth, back and forth. That was a question I meant to ask Dellon. It never talks about initiative after the first round, so how we played, when we played, you and I, and when we played with, when I played with Vertigus as well, is just at the end of the round, the way it goes back and forth, it just continues back and forth. Like, there's not a whole lot to do at the end of each round anyway. Each model, when they get activated, gets 2 actions, and you can't do any action twice except for move, so you can double move. The moves aren't super big. I think base moving is like 4 inches, and then you can get some attributes and stuff to make it higher. The actions you can take are move, fight, shoot, forage, cast a spell, use an item, pick up treasure, flee, and narrative action. All great. 2 of my favorites in there are forage, which is great. Especially
very good. Especially when you're so far away from each other and you don't want to move out of cover. If you have found cover, you can forage and get something useful.
Yeah, and it's also really nice when you feel that there's not really anything for you to do. You're like, okay, I moved and I can't shoot you right now, but we're not quite in base contact, so what can I do? Fucking forage. And so obviously you roll a d12 for forage, and you can get a bunch of really cool items that actually can seriously change the game before you even touch base contact. Like a couple that were really crazy is poisonous frog. You can basically rub it on your weapons and they're poisonous for the rest of the game, which is crazy. The mysterious mushroom comes up and you could get something like black fungus if you eat it, which is gain +2 to combat for the rest of the game. So some really cool stuff in here. Some other funny just writing moments, like number 10 through 12 on mysterious mushroom is ego death. The character is seen into a dimension beyond. It learns a random spell. There's one that's just called perfect throwing rock. And guess what that does? Yeah.
It's great. It's so fucking funny, dude.
It's so funny, dude. Even the shiny bit of metal part, like at the end, like you get a shiny bit of metal. Basically, you shine it in someone's eyes and they get a disadvantage. But the ending line says, after this item is used, the character holding it accidentally drops it in the mud. Classic. Like it says that. I didn't add the classic. Like it's written right in there. It's like classic. It just cracks me the fuck up the entire way through. Okay, so you also have skill checks that you can do on top of your actions. There's combat, there's defense, and there's brains. Brains is generally used for casting or resisting spells. And then combat is opposed skill checks. So you'll have someone do an attack, and they'll roll a d12, and then the defender will roll their defense for d12. So everyone has combat stats. So I'd roll combat. My combat might be like +2. Hunter could roll defense. His defense might be like +1. We would roll d12. Say that I roll an 8 total and he rolls a 5 total. I hit him and I do 3 damage. It's the difference between the two rolls is the damage, which always is going to remind me of like tunnel goons and stuff, which is a perfect mechanic. So it's a really great, clean way to do it. I will say it is swingy. If someone rolls high and someone rolls low, you can easily one-shot someone, which I absolutely did.
I'm super cool with that though.
Yeah, 100%.
Because just as often we didn't swing that wildly. And so you're getting the bump, but I love the fact that you're just like, yeah, if you get it close enough, you can just fucking kill somebody, you know, like,
yeah,
if they roll a 2, man, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, when I was playing yesterday, I shot someone in the head. I think I rolled a 10 and they rolled a 2, and literally just, all right, I literally shot you in the head. You're dead. And it was like, all right, I'm out. That's it. It was fun.
Well, if I bash you with a big rock, you know,
yeah. You're a little gobbo. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a little gobbo. Yeah. And health, the life isn't very big. It's like 4, 5, 6, you know. So, and that's why when you play campaigns, you can buy in more guys and buff up your dudes. It's really important. The other important parts of the game are section 3 of the book, which is after the bloodshed. So the game does have a campaign element. It's kind of designed to be a campaign game, actually. So there's a list of ways that you can gain experience, things like securing treasure, friendly characters not taken out of action, friendly hero taken out of action, like non-hero character taken out of action. You earn experience for the entire warband, and you can spend it on things like increasing skills or stats, learning spells, stuff like that. So you can make your warband better. Also, you have the survival and permanent injury table. So if you're taken out of combat after combat's over, you would roll on this table. 1, you die. 2 to 3, you get a permanent injury. 4 to 5 is a close call, and 6 to 12, full recovery. Which it means it's a pretty generous game. You have like a 50-50 chance of like not being injured at all. Yeah. Really, the only thing that is super bad for you is 1 through 3. So you have about like a 25% chance of being really fucked up, but also that means a 75% chance that you're pretty much fine. And then the permanent injuries are things like -1 move, -1 combat, -1 to brains, or -1 to defense, which are permanent, but they're also not like the worst thing ever, unless you stack, which would then suck. And then the last bit is rolling for treasure. So anytime you get a treasure successfully off the edge of the board, you would roll for it here. And the options are things like gold, potions, magic items, or a mix of all of them. And obviously it's a D12, and then you got D12 magic items listed. Things like Ghoul's Big Toe, Blade of the Swamp Lich.
Ghoul's Big Toe. Yeah.
Gotta have it. Flying Broom, which is fucking cool. And then you have potions, things like Potion of Health, Explosive Concoction, Potion of Resurrection. And again, we're not describing to you how amazing this book looks. If you're listening to this in podcast land, I highly suggest either A, go buy the book, or B, watch this episode and you can see how insane the layout is the whole way through. But then the rest of the book is basically there's a bestiary. There's all the attributes used for the beasts, and Hunter will go over that a little bit more. And then the back of the game, and that's basically how the game works. So Hunter, how does a warband work?
Oh, I don't really know. Yeah, so warband. When you start the game, you begin with 250 plus 6 d12 gold in which to buy your warband members, the weapons they're wielding, and then the attributes that they have, because they can all have little bonuses and attributes. You have a span. You can have 3 to 7 members of your warband. Those warbands are made up of goblins, orcs. I think you might have said this already, actually. Trolls and beasts all have their own move, combat, brains, defense, and life, and each of them has a little special ability. We'll talk about one real quick. Which one do you want to talk about, Ryan? Which ability do you like the most? I like all of them. They're all. I like all
of them. I mean, I really like all of them. I think the goblin one is the funniest.
The goblin one's great. Okay, so for the goblin's special ability, when an enemy character model is in melee combat with 3 or more goblins, they suffer -1 to all skill checks and -2 to move when attempting to flee. So you basically just get ganged up on by a bunch of goblins.
Yeah. It's funny because when I played yesterday, their warband was a beast riding a beast, which was hysterical. And 3 goblins that were all brain dead to the guy on the beast. But we talked about it after, and he explained why that was the warband. Because if you look at the beast special ability, it says enemy character models may never attempt to flee from melee combat from a beast.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
And the beast movement is 7, but if you're a rider, you get a +2. So it's a beast on a beast. So he had 9 movement.
And if you get the fast attributes, it's another +1. So he can even have 10 movement.
Well, but all of the goblins got fast.
Oh, so nice.
So basically, if he could get the beast up to somebody, and then the goblins all there, you wouldn't be able to run from the beast. And then if you got all the goblins around you to give you the 3 goblin debuff, you're fucked because you can't get away.
Did that work out?
I killed this guy before we got into base contact. The board is a little bit big. I even offered at the beginning. I was like, why don't we just start 6 inches in? And they're like, no, let's do it this way. So I think on a smaller board, he probably would have beat the shit out of me. But I was able to, with my 2 archers, I'll tell you what, range is important. Range is more important than people think.
It really is.
Yeah, I was able to shoot down my target, my King's Ransom, before we got into base contact. But
you guys did King's Ransom as well?
Yeah, it was just the easiest one with the board that I had. A lot of them, the board needs to be a little different. You need a tower or a mushroom field or a hill or something like that. So,
well, I downloaded a bunch of mushroom assets yesterday. So,
yeah. My plan, like I said, I would like to make a 2x2 board for every scenario and publish them all and let Dellon know so that anyone that wants to play TTS can play the entire campaign on Tabletop Simulator. That might take a little bit of time, but it's going. Anyway, continue.
I don't even remember where I was. Yeah, so you can do stuff.
Special abilities, yeah,
special abilities. They're really cool. They're all very fun. Then past that, each of the different warband member type has a different gold cost. The cheapest being goblins at 30 gold, the most expensive being trolls at 60 gold, and their usefulness kind of is in line with how expensive they are. Trolls are pretty powerful and can heal. Goblins are your very much guys you expect to die, unless you roll above 6, and then they're fine, or actually above a 3. After that, you will buy arms. Not physical arms, but the arms that you wield.
And legs,
And legs. Luckily, you start with it. You can have a hand weapon for free. So you have a one-handed weapon for free. A 2-handed weapon, bow are both worth 5 gold. Bow just gives you range. 2-handed weapon gives you a +1 to damage. And then there's a musket that's kind of the more advanced range. It gives you a buff damage, a little more expensive. And then a big rock is the hardest hitting weapon It gives you +2 damage. It's a big rock. It's the most perfect goblin troll weapon ever conceived. Yeah. After you spend your money,
real quick, I wanted to say I did have a clarification, because when we played yesterday, they had a big rock, and we're like, I don't know what happens when I throw the big rock. Does the big rock disappear? Is there ammo? Whatever. I asked Dellon. Dellon said it's not that you necessarily have a big rock. It's your character always has the ability to find big rocks. So it's more of an attribute. So you can throw as many big rocks as you want. You got unlimited big rocks. Yeah.
Can you throw the big rock? Oh, it's melee. It's melee ranged.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right. And there's no range. Yeah. It fucks.
A big rock.
Yeah, you could have banged the shit out of me with a big rock.
Oh my god! Yeah. I did not realize it was ranged. Yeah. I'm dumb.
Yeah, and we didn't know. Now we know. That's how we clarify.
Now we know. For next time I'll throw a big rock.
My favorite thing with arms list is the damage. You got a +1, or you have like maybe a +2, but it doesn't really change the game a bunch. And I love that the weapons don't really give you like aren't game breaking as much as the attributes are, which cost a lot more and are much more impactful. So cool.
Absolutely. And that kind of gets us to the next section, and probably we'll probably go over a few examples, because I think this is so much of like your characters, your attributes, right? So there is a pretty large list of attributes that I did not count. I'm gonna be honest with you.
How many of these, just widely guessing based on the game, how many do you think there are?
I would guess 12, and there is 12. I was like, there's fucking 12, isn't there? As I started counting, I'm like, there's 12 different attributes, and they range from very simple stuff like armored. You have a greater defense, to truly insane things like brain dead, which is a thing that I picked because I am also brain dead, obviously. But yeah, these add like some utility to your character, some flavor. They're pretty interesting. If we were to go over one that you picked, Ryan, and one that I picked, which one would you like to pick?
Oh, we're probably gonna have to go over more than one, but Runty is one that I picked.
Runty's fucking go over Runty if you wouldn't mind, right?
So that's why I have, for my guys, I got this guy, but then I also have this little bastard here. I'm showing my minis for those in podcast land. So the way Runty works is you reduce the base cost of the character by 1/5, which is so fucking random, before purchasing any other keywords. This character is much smaller than its counterparts, but may still be worthy in battle. It suffers -1 to everything by being Runty.
Little guy.
Little guy, but I picked him because I wanted a third goblin in the Warband so I could trigger the ability, but also it saved me a ton of money because like I'm like, I think I gave him like fast too. So I was like, I'll make him small, I'll make him fast. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on him. I'm not going to give him I'm only going to give him the free one-handed weapon. But since he's fast, I could have my two guys go in and have him like run up to get that third in if he ever needed to. But it saved me a ton of money. Like a 5th off of a goblin is just such a random number. But a 5th of 30 is like, I don't know the math on that. But it saved me enough points that I was able to buy everything else I wanted. Because I started with 299 gold.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Now the one that one of the ones I'd like to go over, I think we talked about Brain Dead enough. We'll talk about Brain Dead. So
yeah,
for Brain Dead. So for whatever model you pick as your Brain Dead one, another model must be assigned as that model's handler at no cost. Multiple Brain Dead characters may have the same handler. However, the handler itself cannot be Brain Dead. If the Brain Dead model is ever further than 6 inches away from its handler during the start of its activation and not in combat, it must roll a d12 on the Brain Dead chart below. And these options range from pretty much 1 through 4. You spend time exploring your orifices, is what it says, which is great. The 5 through 8 is it can move. It moves its speed in a random direction, and if it encounters another character, friend or foe, it will attack. And then 9 through 12 is miraculously this fucking dumbass. I put that's not in there. Miraculously, this character has managed to maintain some level of focus and may activate as normal. So why would you pick this? Because it gives you 15 extra gold. It's actually a negative cost, just like Runty. it gives you back gold. So you're like, oh, okay, cool. I'll take some brain dead. I'll have some extra gold to spend on other stuff like armored, which gives you more armor. Or maybe you make somebody a shaman and they're given one random spell and they can pick another from the great spell list. There's also like sneaky's a really good one. You can't be targeted by a ranged weapon from further than 12 inches away.
Yeah.
Which can be a lot of the board a lot of the time.
Which is really good for you, because I think one of the most important things is shooter, getting that +1 to range on the big board that we had in the game that I played after you was huge. But also brain dead, you know, it definitely saves you money. It can be goofy, but for you the 6-inch thing was kind of big, like only being able to be like 6 inches away from your guy.
I think in another game where I paid attention to what models you did activate, so I didn't move up next to one that I thought was activated that hadn't, it would have been fine, like, because it forced them to move as like a swarm. And I really saw like this goblin swarm, like, you know, like it's a bunch of, you know, goblins running at a target. Like I expect them to be stupid.
Yeah. I think that was the only flaw in the other guy's Warband is, what's the point of having your beast to be able to move 9 if they're chained to your goblins that can only move 4?
Yeah.
Without being, you know what I mean, out of range. So
I was trying to pincer you with that beast though. I was gonna try to go around.
You were on a smaller board that you know works super well.
I think that tactic would have worked better on a smaller board for sure. So
yeah, I definitely want to play. I definitely want to remake it 2x2 and run it back, and it's gonna be just as fun as both times we've already done it. Which is great.
And my goblin survived, by the way. I did roll above getting a permanent injury, and so that goblin
still made it. Yeah, so I get to brag endlessly about killing him.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And so moving on from that, those are kind of attributes, and that's kind of like that's really the meat of your character, and you have a lot of gold after you buy characters, and so you all buy multiple. Like I think all my guys had like 4 attributes or something.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of money on it. They're very customizable.
Now, did you talk about heroes at all?
Oh, we didn't talk about heroes. I think did we pass it already? I don't think we passed it.
It's right next to the building warband page.
Oh, is it really? My bad. I totally scrolled past it. So I don't know why I thought it was later. Heroes. Hey, guess what? If you spend 100 or more gold on a hero, it is considered a hero. And for each hero in a player's warband, they may roll once on the treasure table before the start of the campaign. Did you do that?
We weren't doing a campaign, so I didn't.
Oh, okay.
You know, if we actually start a campaign, I will, because I did have a hero. I don't think you did you?
No, I didn't have a hero.
Okay. Yeah, my troll was exactly 100 points.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's a troll for hero is a good one too.
Well, because you start at 60, so I might as well just throw 40 points into it, you know?
Oh, maybe I did do that then without realizing it, because if it counts the amount of gold that it actually costs.
It's the total cost of the character, yeah.
20, 30. Nope, I got to 90.
Well, that means, but if you gain 10 treasure after last round, you can add something else to him, and
he'll be my hero.
Be your hero.
My hero. Right. And they also affect experience gain. Which did you go over experience, Ryan? I think you did.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. They also affect experience gain at the end, but you have your little commander guy, very classic skirmish or like RTS computer game strategy where you have your hero and all the troops. I love that. Also, I love that there's like an RPGs aspect to this, and you can have your hero through that. Unless it dies.
Yeah.
And then I opened up the wrong document because I was looking for my what my troll was at. After you buy that, you do have a chance to roll for mutations, which we actually didn't do.
I was going to, and then I just didn't, because I didn't want to kit bash. I didn't want to kit bash a mutation on my guy.
Well, we'll touch spells real quick. Spells, we didn't get any spells because we didn't play any shamans, but you can take the shaman attribute, and it gives you a 1 random spell that you roll for and 1 that you choose. The spells are, again, very funny. Like everything in this book, the sense of humor is like very strong all the way through, and it is genuinely very funny. I think one of the spells that really caught my eye was Death Belch. As a characters in front of this spellcaster in a 6-inch cone must make a defense skill check against the total brains roll for the casting the spell, or else they take 3 damage and are blinded by stomach bile, suffering -2 on all combat skill checks for the remainder of the game. Which is crazy. Remainder of the game is crazy, but also that you're just like burp throwing up on everyone around you. It just feels very goblin-y, you know?
It feels very goblin-y. And and it's cool because you have to pick shaman, but one of the things you can do with your experience is buy the ability to have spells with non-shamans, but it's super expensive.
Yeah. Oh, okay. How much is it? Do you know off the top of your head?
I mean, I can scroll really quickly. So for learn a spell, keeping all spells previously learned is 150 experience.
Oh,
pretty big. Considering picking up treasure is only 15, and the most points you can get any time is taking out someone else's hero, which is 50. So 150 is a lot of experience to get a spell. So
damn. Yeah,
if you want a spell, I recommend starting your warband with a shaman, but if you really want, like, that's the way to do it. I like that it's an option, and I like it costs like a lot of money.
Maybe I'll spend the 10. How much is shaman actually? I have enough for it. I think it's 15 actually, but
I don't think you can add attributes after the initial roll.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you could always start with the new warband when we play. Like, it's not a big deal, but I'm pretty sure it's in there that you can't add attributes. I think that's one of the core things is like attributes may only be purchased for a character when they are first hired.
You're right. I do remember reading that now. Yeah. Well, all right. You know what? Fuck you guys. Moving on. Past attributes, past spells, then we have mutations. So for every member of your warband, you can roll a d12. On an 11 or 12, you receive a rare mutation randomly. This is like wings or extra arms, so you can have extra weapons do extra attack. You have bark skin. That may hurt your movement but gives you better defense. Just another like area of customization for your weird little mini. I definitely want to keep playing this. I really do like this game, and I want my gobbos and trolls to get weirder.
I definitely want to get a campaign going, dude.
And then this next section is possibly one of the best, which is the name generation. And it's not just a name generation. You're not just rolling for gib lore, right? It is name, descriptor, title, and place. And if you would allow me, Ryan, I'd like to read a couple of the names that I rolled.
Yeah, I would also like to do that.
Yeah, we have, I'll read just 2. We have first one, my troll, Bilbascum the Rancid, Bile Sage of Wormrich Ruin, which is a fucking crazy name.
Yeah.
And then another one we had was Bodek the Fool, Coldright of the Bloodless Bog.
Yeah, good ones. It's so good. My hero troll is Hogoberg the Deathless, Bloodright of the Wormrich Graves.
That's a really good one too.
It's a good one. It is a good one. And then my orc is Grudek the Rancid, Muck Crier of Mudclad Hill. So good.
Amazing.
My favorite part about this is that feels like you have a title, you have a descriptor, you have a place, you have all that shit, and then you're just like a piece of shit gobbo. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it feels so self-important. I feel like these people are like thumping their chests, like as if people know them, and it's just like, you're just a piece of shit gobbo. Like, fuck off. Like, I love that. It's the humor throughout this entire book is so fucking incredible. Like, it cracks me up every single fucking page. You know, it's so good.
Yeah, I think that's it for like making your warband. Like that's it's a very
super straightforward. Yeah,
but it feels like very fun. Like, it doesn't feel oversimplified. Like, it feels very rich with options. It feels like you make an individual like creature, and then you give it this fucking ridiculous ass name, like these titles and like locations they're from, like they're like pseudo royalty or knights, you know.
I mean, you made your warband. You made your warband live on stream. Like, so we streamed this on Tuesday. So if you actually want to watch us playing the game, when we play skirmish games, at least for now, I'm not putting them on the podcast. I'm not putting them on YouTube because, you know, it's not probably enjoyable content to just like sit and watch us fuck around.
Quality in like the way it's organized. You know, it's more chill for us.
But if you want to see people actually like learning how to play the game, like that's why I leave them up. So they're on our Twitch. You can go to, twitch.com or twitch.tv/weekly scroll, and we have Mech28 up there. We have Cauldron up there. I think we might have like maybe one other one. I don't remember what else we played. But most of our skirmish games are going to stay in VODs over there, and you can actually see Hunter roll up his entire Warband live, and it was super fun. Like it was not,
Easy.
It didn't take very long. It was super easy. It was great. Okay, so jumping into that is how the game works. That's how Warbands works. Jump into our likes and dislikes, and this will be pretty quick because we can jump into the metrics pretty quick after. But so what we dislike about the game, then what we like about the game. What do I dislike about this game? Honestly, nothing. It fucks. Like I don't have anything else to say. Like the game itself, I have nothing to say. I think it's fucking incredible. I think the writing is incredible. I think the layout's incredible. I think it's incredible all the way through. What about you?
For my note for dislike, I put something, I'm sure. Yeah, I have really no complaints about this game. I really enjoyed it all the way through. Nothing feels clunky. Nothing feels out of place. Nothing feels like it isn't effective at the thing that it's trying to do. I enjoyed this through and through.
Yeah. Yeah. And then my again, we're going to go over the metrics that we normally do. So what I like about this game, the thing that I found is I think that it is all equally good in that like we've seen games that have like amazing mechanic but the art's kind of lackluster, or like really great writing but like what I mean, like there might be some misbalance in things. There's games we've looked at that have 10 for art and 4 for usability, you know what I mean, things like that. This game I think is so good in all the parts of a game that it's equally good. And I don't know if I'm describing this really well, but like the writing is hysterical and the layout is insane. So like every aspect of the game is all equally really fantastic. Like we literally can't be like, I really like this but not really like that. Like, and I just like how cohesively incredible this entire thing is. Like it's just so good.
It's a super quality game. Like it really is incredible in its quality, and it's a ton of fun, and I look forward to more stuff from Dellon and the rest of his crew, Steven, there we go. I can read from Dellon and Steven. I think it'd be great.
So do you have a like, or is that pretty much that's it and we can move into the metrics?
From I can read off, I just put like a straightforward and fun rule set, like incredible sense of humor throughout the book, fantastic art and layout. What we just said. Yeah, what we just said. So so we're actually going to go through and break down the game a little bit. So we're going to look at we're going to talk about like 6 things. We're going to talk about art and layout. We're going to talk about usability. We're going to talk about the rule set. We're going to go over originality, value, and vibe. So this is actually like the review of everything we just went over. So art and layout, I think we just hit on it. It fucks. It's incredible. Yeah, it's great. Like Steve, Big Boy Game Time, if you look at any of their stuff, if you look at especially like the boss fight zines that they put out, which is a bunch of cool boss fight stuff for like Mech28 and Flames of Orion and stuff. I should go grab them. They're incredible. You can find them on the Big Boy Game Time's itch page, but you can also, I think they might still be available as Rizzo prints from the Friendship Guild Friend Shop. You know what? I have to go get them. Go get them, Ryan. Show us. We all want to see them. I haven't seen them either, so I've seen digital. We sit here with bated breath. So it's coming. I'm going to go over these a little bit more on a future episode. But these are the original boss fight zines from Steve. Here, let me bounce to the opening real quick so we can look at them a little better. These are the original boss fight zine 1, Z2. Again, like you can see, they're incredible. There's some interview stuff through them and everything like that. But the Friendship Guild Friend Shop also does these little Rizzo zines. So you can get these incredible Rizzo printed copies. Yeah, and I love the Friendship Shop because they're like, look at this. Like it's folded over, like half of it's like, it's literally just that they ran it through a stitch on the side where there's extra stuff, and they're like $5-10. Like it's literally disgusting. Both gorgeous and indie as fuck at the same time, because clearly they're just like, see how much of the page is like sticking out and how it's like not even at all. And I can't tell you how much I love that is like not perfect. This one's stitched, this one's stapled, and they're just incredible. They also have a lot of stuff from Daniel Simso, so I had to snag all of those, and then I got the Scum zine from the game that I was talking about that we'll go over this in the future too. Cool, but, yeah. Anyway, Steve stuff.
every bit of fucking layout that he does is so fucking incredible, and I think Cauldron is like the peak of that. Like it is amazing. I mean, obviously we've been flipping through. Anyone that's been watching can just see how incredible it is. So art and layout, beautiful, readable, just incredible. Your thoughts?
I have nothing to add to this. Yes, everything you just said.
It fucks no notes
this whole time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the only one of these metrics that's really going to have critique, I think, is going to be usability. Yeah. We're not going to score this like we score a lot of ttrpgs. If we did, it would be not high, because I think the book is put together extremely well. Like the reading order is great. Like the way they break it down, like the getting started section, which tells you what you need in the Warband, and the playing the game section, leading into the after the bloodshed section. There's nothing in the game that I think could be moved around at all. I think it's put together in such a way that flows incredibly well, is easy to understand, is laid out in a way that's easy to understand. It's great. Again, no real notes. Do you agree?
I completely agree with that. Yes.
Perfect. So I think then, and this is mostly a digital thing, is
which we did play this digitally, you know?
Yeah. Well, and also it was a while between the first and the second print run, so a lot of people look at it digitally. But there's definitely some usability and accessibility issues in that, it's a weekly scroll. So there's no hyperlinks, which in a PDF is really important. So there's also no bookmarks, which in a PDF, again, is really important. But I think one of the things that I found is, like, try to highlight some text on the PDF.
Oh, I can, because I'm in Google. Because I'm opening up in Google Chrome.
Gotcha. So I'm not. So in Adobe and most PDF readers, every page is like a whole image. So I'm curious if so you can't do like a Control F to find things in it, and if I can't grab text, that means I don't think screen readers can grab text. So as an accessibility thing, I think it would be really difficult, if maybe not possible at all, for people with visual issues that require screen readers to read this if they can't pull the text out of it. So I think what would be really great is a plain text version would be really great, just for an accessibility, just for accessibility issues, and then obviously like hyperlinks and at the very least hyperlinks. Bookmarks can be whatever. I also, for those that are wondering, yes, my little game is hyperlinked to fuck and has bookmarks. But that's really my biggest critique of this. Honestly, that's it. And I think that's the biggest one we're going to find is I wish it had hyperlinks, and I hope that screen readers are able to use it. And if not, then there's just an accessibility issue that I think could be addressed relatively easily. But that's about it. What are your thoughts on usability? About the same?
This is gonna be one of those episodes where I just don't have a lot to add. I mean, like, I feel the same as you. Like, going through this book is in the perfect order. Things are where I expect them to be. But yeah, like having to scroll for everything when we need to reference something is kind of a pain. And like, even for me, like when I play games in person or even skirmish games with my friends in person, I use my iPad a lot. So I need to be able to
navigate easier. Yeah. That's about it. Ruleset, I literally wrote fucks, period. It's so clean and easy, but doesn't feel like anything is lacking. I said this in the beginning. I think that this is a perfect intro game in that it is extremely approachable, but also good for well beyond intro, in that the depth. Bro, with just those 12 attributes, the number of different combinations you can have for your 4 different guys, fucking endless. Endless. Yeah. And I love, like, Destiny 1, when you could actually, like, do, like, cool builds for a guy and figure out what's synergistic and what's not synergistic and stuff. That's what this feels like. I feel like there's definitely ways that you can combine some of those attributes to really get something fun and interesting, and then mix that with some of the stuff you forage. And it's endless options and ways to do things. So I'm such a huge fan. I love that it's D12s all the way through.
Me too.
I think the actions you can take with just your two actions on your activation is incredible. Like, it's fun. It's super easy. There was never a time where we were like, wait, how does this work? Because it's like, it works like you think it does. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Yeah. So I think it's incredible. I had so much fun both times I played.
I did too. I really truly enjoyed this. Yeah, it was a blast when we played.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the rule set?
Yeah, I mean, kind of just going back over it. They're easy to pick up, fun to interact with. Like, once again, I love foraging. I love the hero aspect. I love the continuous RPG of this skirmish game. It was just fun to play.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah,
it's real good.
Yeah, it's real good. It's really fantastic. All right, Originality. I mean, it's a swamp skirmish game. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of swamp skirmish games out there. And mechanically, it just uses the D12s, which I think is cool as fuck. Like, there's not a lot of games out there that just go, fuck it, I'm just using a D12. And I love it. And I mean, combine that with the layout, which honestly, some of the best layout in tabletop, period. ttrpg, skirmish, whatever. Like, this is one of the most beautiful books I've ever picked up. I think it's fucking incredible. So throw that into some of the Originality stuff. I mean, the writing, like things like the pickled foot, and like the ego death from a mushroom and stuff, I think is incredible. There's shit in here that you just don't see in other games, and it's so well done all the way through.
Very enjoyable. 10 out of 10, a million out of a million,
There you go. Value wise, so the PDF on the itch is $5, which I think is a fucking steal. I think that's
crazy low.
Incredible. But also, I mean, love them for that. Like, just play the fucking game. Yeah, if they're making a couple bucks, that's cool, but the game goes so fucking hard. And then the physical book is $25, which I think is just fine.
I think it's still incredibly reasonable.
Yeah, super reasonable. I mean, the book is, what is it, like
full color,
almost 100 pages.
Yeah.
$25 is great. I don't know if you get the PDF if you buy the book, but I know it's only $5 more, so it's $30 to get the entire game, PDF and physical, which I think is a great fucking deal. But honestly, just a PDF alone for $5 is insane. And then there's also a bunch of free content too. Like, if you go, there's like a microzine, there's a big expansion for it, there's free character sheets, obviously. There's a bunch of stuff for free, obviously, like pay what you want, on the Hill Giant itch page. So there's more than what we've gone over. There's a lot more actually than what we've gone over. I started looking at it earlier today, and it'd be really cool to see a future zine expansion where they put like the microzine, or they put like the expanded content out as supplemental stuff, and that would be dope as shit. But yeah, $30 total for the entire thing, and only $5 for the PDF is a fucking steal. So value wise, this is one of the funnest games I played for $5. You know what I mean?
For $5, this is like endlessly fun. I mean, even if you only play the 12 different scenarios in this, and you don't play them, like, that's worth way more than $5 to me. Yeah.
I got more than $5 out of the one time that we played. Like, it's just crazy. Like, it's crazy. Absolutely. It's so good.
So I love the title of the microzine, which is, I played a round of Cauldron and all I got was this shitty microzine.
Yeah. So incredible. What's the name of the supplement again?
It is,
because I think it's one of the magic items too.
Inscrutable Tome of Flubdimdicus, the Fortified.
Yep. Yeah. So number 8 on the magic item is the skull of Flubdimdicus, the Fortified. So there's like a link between the expansion zine and a magic item in the book.
Flubdimdicus, got it.
Yeah. Didn't you get that? Didn't you roll and get a magic item?
I did. What did I get?
I think you got Flubdimdicus Fortified. That's where I remembered it when I saw the name of the thing.
Hey, I'm just like that,
Maybe you did, or maybe the guy did yesterday. I don't remember. Somebody got it, and it is cool. The last thing we're going to talk about is the vibes, which are fucking immaculate. Like, I mean, half the people that hopped in this chat, the first thing they said was, "Holy shit, this book looks fucking good." You know what I mean?
Like, it goes beyond just how it looks. Like, the humor in it. There's these also, we didn't talk about. There's like these little excerpts that you go through that you can read. That are of the Cauldron world. Like, it really reinforces the weird trash goblin in a swamp vibe this game has.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I want people to realize, and that's what I said with my is like, flipping through this, you're going to say, holy shit, this looks incredible. And then you read it and you go, holy shit, it's written just as well. Like, it's so good. Like, Steve and Dellon, clearly, like Hill Giant as a collaboration.
Yeah.
insane because they're both incredible. Because again, Eternal is something that Dellon worked on too, which is an incredible fucking game too. But these two together, this is not fair to anybody else. Like, not that it's a competition, but if it was, like, this is so good. It's fucking good.
It's fun that this is our first review back in a while, and the first game we do, I'm just like, oh shit, this is good. It's good all the way through. Like, it really is.
It's incredible.
Wait for us to play it again. So
we said this at the top. Like, outside of some PDF stuff, right?
Yeah.
This is so fucking good. Like, I mean, I don't know if we're going to talk about some Skirmish stuff compared to ttrpg stuff when we do our year-end review or whatever, but like this, as soon as I finished reading this was in competition for Game of the Year from period across all tabletop. Like, and unquestionably, like I can't even remember what else reviewed. Like, this took up everything in my brain. It's so good. I want to play. I think I am playing again. I might be playing again. I might be doing either Cauldron or Necropolis next week, but I
got time for a game next week too, so if you want to put one on the board,
we'll have to. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to get my 2x2 board made on Tabletop Simulator. But anybody out there, again, we're going to be talking about Skirmish a lot more coming up. So out there listening, don't forget, we have a Discord server and I have a War Games channel. And if you want to hop in, play some tabletop stuff, like, I'm always down to play, to chat, to chill. And Cauldron is one that, honestly, it's so easy to pick up. Like, it's not, you can build a Warband in like 15-20 minutes tops, and be up and moving, and literally all you have to know is, oh, here's my list of actions, I get 2, cool, and then you're good to fucking go. Like, it's great. I want to say no notes, but like PDF stuff, but like, other than that, my god.
Other than that, like, though,
it's, the back is right. You will love it. I love it.
You will.
I can't think of another word besides just love for this. It's so fucking good. And that's, I mean, you got anything else to say? I think that's kind of it. This game fucks like super hard, like so hard.
Let me just note that we were talking about the scenarios and stuff, but the inscrutable tome of Flub de Dumpkus, the Fortified, I think it says it contains 50 brand new options for scenarios, spells, characters, and other stuff. So like, what's in the book? There's even more for a thing. It's like a download, name your own price.
Yes.
I'm like, it's a well-supported game, and I'm into it.
Yeah. I really hope, like I said, I would love to see a print run of the expanded content. I will harass Dellon until it happens. I'll fucking pay for it if I need to. But it can be a midnight oil production, but it's good. Find it. Again, for those listening, we'll make sure the links are down below, but you can find it again digitally at hillgiant.itch.io, and in print right now until it runs out at hillgiant.bigcartel.com. And that's our review of the game. We're not going to do scores. If we did, it fucks. It fucks super hard. It'd be like 10, 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. It's really great. Coming up on the show, we are at episode, I don't remember, 297 or 298. Doesn't fucking matter. This will be 298?
I believe so.
Okay. We're gonna have maybe one more episode. Remind me to talk to you about that, and then we're gonna do episode 300, which is gonna be our last episode of, maybe not of the year, but our it is also gonna be our year-end review, which we've done every year, and that'll be towards the end of December, which means it probably will be the last episode of the year. And then, as we do, like I said at the top, every year we're gonna tweak the show a little bit, and I'm not gonna say anything about that. You'll hear about it at the end of episode 300. Had a lot of interviews lately. Make sure you go check those out. We talked to Stella, or I talked to Stella. I talked to CJ from Glaive Magazine. Make sure you definitely go check that out. Yeah, the Royal We. Talked to Joey Royale. There's been a lot of really amazing people on the show recently, and that's going to continue into the new year. So I think that's all we got. I think look at the time on that episode. That was a fucking good one.
Look at that.
And I mean, we're not doing scores on this game, so we saved 20 minutes of bullshit, and whether it's a 6 or 7, which is a thing. But
how dare you? How dare you do that, old man?
It was irony.
Yeah.
But that's it. Again, thank you all for being here. Catch us twice more this year. And make sure you go check out all of our previous episodes. And Hunter, it was wonderful to do a review with you again. Amazing. It's been too long. And man, that beard is you're getting it, buddy. Yeah. All right. We will catch you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.